to do with the trade finance thing.
Yeah, thanks. So Gil Silvestre, co-founder of Tradeshift. So our mission in Tradeshift is really to connect companies everywhere in the world to the global economy, so to speak. So we digitize supply chains in the cloud and provide marketplace and payments and financial services. So today 1.5 million companies in 190 countries. And typically we go to the Fortune 5000 segment, onboard complete supply chains. And yeah, basically digitize what happens there. So today moving roughly $500 billion mostly in the form of receivables and purchase orders. And in terms of what is broken, I think fundamentally why we came into this business was that, you know, we've seen 40 years of digitization of supply chains fail. And typical digital supply chain is a reserve of a very, very small number of large companies and governments in the world. And we felt it doesn't need to be so. So we took a lot of inspiration from social networks and actually built an open network that is industry neutral and that is free for 99% of the companies in the network to join and grow in. And I think that's the basis for how we moved into the financing.
Great. If I can start with like a very fun...
But we need to start somewhere.
How does that work for you, Gert? Like how blockchained is your business at the moment?
So we started definitely as a non-blockchain business, and I think maybe one kind of common misconception is that it's all blockchain or not blockchain. And in reality, I think when you look at a lot of the projects that have traction today, blockchain plays a specific role in it. But there's lots of other technologies involved and other approaches in terms of how you store things and how you ensure privacy and all these kind of things. And that's kind of the way we look at it. So we've driven a lot of volume in our networks, and we think it's a very small step to actually take part of that volume and digitize it. And I think, you know, a lot of the blockchain use cases, they are about exchange of value, whether you're looking at ICO or marketplaces. And I think that's kind of the perfect role here. So to take the resources you have in trade, like receivables, and tokenize them and turn them into assets that can be exchanged in a more efficient way, in a more liquid way. Because I think that's one of the main challenges here, that you have assets in trade that today are highly illiquid because the markets are closed, it's opaque. How to get access to that. If you're looking at small and medium-sized companies, you cannot exercise the resources you actually have. And I think blockchain has a potential to play that role of actually making it possible for companies to exercise those resources. But it's of course requires the support of a lot of other approaches like standards, traditional technology, integrations, conversions, all the boring stuff.
Speaking of standards.